Aya, game ya next tutakucheki ni ilikuwa Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa walichapwa 5-1. The scoreline does not tell the full story. I think the injury to Tyrone Mings was a big one. Aston Villa have been very unlucky. Last year they lost Diego Carlos. Diego Carlos alikuwa signing out mpya kutoka Sevilla. They lost him literally first game of the season. Achilles injury, he was out for the whole season. And then about a few days ago, Buendia injury akiwa training. ACL looks like he'll be out for a long time as well. So they've been quite unlucky with injuries. And you could tell once Mings alitoka kwa game, they were not the same. They were conceding very crazy chances. They do a high line, Harvey Barnes akotopa ako hivi. Ako hivi ashaanza kuhepa na ako onside. Unacheki. Chances zilikuwa mob sana. Isaac alipata chances mob. Harvey Barnes alifunga moja, aliset up Isaac moja na ingine angechapa shot mapema. Alijaribu kuset up Isaac but ilikuwa a bit late. So from a Newcastle perspective, good start, mmeanza vizuri. From an Aston Villa perspective, I think they'll have to go back to the transfer market and look for a centre back. Juu hapo defense, hapo kuna shimo kubwa. Moreno pia ako na injury pia, Ramsey pia bado ako na injury. So wako na crucial injuries in crucial areas. So now wanacheza Europe, so they will have to dip their money into the transfer market. But today, I want to look at Tonali. Tonali was the one person mimi sikujua vile anaenda kucheza kwa hii team. Kulikuwa na wasao wanasema Tonali ni kama lazima kwenda Newcastle, alafu ikabidi Newcastle wake hii post vile alifunga. So amebambika. He really wants to be there. I think we'll look at his goal. So before this goal was scored, Tonali, I didn't know where Tonali atakuwa anacheza. Sikujua kama atacheza kama holding, alafu Bruno ndiye acheze mbele ama Bruno ndiye acheze holding na Tonali acheze mbele. But walikuwa na work poa sana pamoja and it shows in this first goal. Tukiangalia hapa hivi, Tonali ana pressure Kamara, who I think also is a very good player for Aston Villa and be very key for them this season. In fact, their goal came from a very good pass from him. Ukiangalia Tonali, hapa amepressure Kamara. Literally the next slide, after amesha get ball, ashaenda mbele na anaitisha ball kwa Joel Linton. Like he really wants to be involved in the offense. At this point, tunaangalia Gordon ni kama ameanza kuepa, Almiron ndio kwa bike ashatomoka, ashapanda ndudhi. Ashaanza kuchomoka. By the time Tonali ana get ball akai-spread tu. Akapeleka kwa wing, wakacheza, ball ikarudi kwa Bruno. Bruno takes this shot. The thing about this shot, keeper does well to palm it away. Palms it away from the D kabisa. Ikaenda nje ya D. But tukiangalia kwa hii shot, Tonali ako tu huko nyuma ametulia. Hii position ikianza alikuwa mbele ya kila mtu. Sasa yako nyuma ya 5 players. Yeah? And that is where his understanding with Joel Linton na Bruno is going to be key to this team. So at this point, anakatuni kama hata ana story. Yeye ako tu anachatuacha game iendelee develop to vile inaenda. Bruno akashoot ball. After Bruno ameshoot, ball imekam hivi kwa wing, si ndio? Imekam kwa wing hivi, Aaron Gordon akaget ball, akaenda kwa wing, akachapa cross. By the way, by the time anaendea hii ball, Tonali hata yuko kwa shot. Tukiangalia kwa hii shot, tunaona tu Isaac ndako ndani ya D. Hapo tunaona 1 2 3 4 Aston Villa defenders and the fifth one mwenye anaingia, sixth pia anaingia katikati, Douglas Luiz anaingia kwa D ku defend. At this point, it's only one person who's a threat. Tonali is not even in the shot. I want you to see how hard he works to actually get in the D and get to a position where he can score. So at this point, amepita Ramsey na Douglas Luiz. He's running into the D. Ameshaona Tyrone Mings amekuwa occupied na Isaac. So he needs to take a space that Isaac is not at. Next shot, literally, the ball just goes over Isaac's head and Tonali is there to volley home. And that movement, that is how a midfielder is supposed to play. You look for spaces, go and occupy those spaces where people are not. Especially in a 4-3-3, the two midfielders, or literally the three midfielders, if one of them is not really is a holding, then the two can work off each other. But in this case, two of them can be holding midfielders, and two of them can really go forward. So it's good to see Eddie Howe, and he's sort of, I thought Eddie Howe angekuwa na shida that he wouldn't adapt, yani reinvent. Nimetafuta hiyo jina. Kujireinvent, unacheki. Now, this is so interesting to see how they're playing like this, and I'm curious to see what Newcastle do this year because that crowd is going to be behind them. Na games at Champions League, hapo Newcastle zitakuwa wazimu.